Alrighty, guys, welcome back. This is not actually part of the series episode. This is a little quick thing to explain best we can to make everything because there's been tons and tons of requests for it, and I honestly have no idea how it works myself, so I've never been able to explain it. So we are here to do the best we can and at least give an overview.
Oh, I can't run away.
So,
I'm cornered.
nah,
Now I have to
We got
explain
it.
it.
We got
good.
it.
You have to explain it. We got him.
So it's intended to be a modular make everything factory where if you have the blueprint book, you don't need to know any combinator smarts. You just plug the modules together to get what you want, and then at these requested chests, you ask it for what to make, and then it does it, and it does all the smart things without you having to worry about it.
Yeah, these constant combinators, you set how much you want.
Yep. And this one's actually slightly different because this is an older version. There's also a master on-off switch. So this, if anyone's wondering, you'll see a constant combinator inside the controller with a green. So if I turn that off, the green light that next to that roboport goes off, and that turns the whole thing off. I think in the final version, I actually moved it outside. So right now, it won't process any requests. So if you do something, or if something goes horribly wrong, you can just quickly turn it off.
Right. Okay, so we need to turn it back on, right?
Yeah, let's turn it back on.
Good idea. Okay.
If it has, possibly. As I say, it's an old version. So this part down here gives you an indication of what is being requested. So take the very top one up here. It's the constant combinator shows iron plate. That's just to tell you that this row of lights means iron plate. And as the request for iron plate increases, you'll see this go up as well. The number of lights turn on. And that is the same for all the way down: copper plate, steel, gears, circuits, wire, sticks, stones, all the way down to lube.
Right.
So, standing next to me is the convenient requester chest of power armors for the inevitable. If I pull a power armor out, like so, you'll see some lights turn on as it goes to replace that power armor. So a power armor, as you know, needs steel, blue circuits, and then something that requires red and green, which I can't remember what.
Modules probably. Yeah.
If you actually hover over any of the substations inside, say the one that's directly to the left of you, you'll see there's a red and green signal. And you'll see the very bottom of the red is a Power Armor Mark II. Yep. And so that is what it's trying to make. And then below it, the green is what it needs to fulfill that request. So
okay, cool.
So to fulfill it, it needs 10 steel, 12 goo, 40 blue circuits, say. But then it also needs the speed 3s and the efficiency 3s. Now, what happens is that gets fed back into the main controller, and so that becomes a request for. So it gets fed back around, and that gets sent into the speed 3s and the efficiency 3s, and then it says, okay, I need speed 2s for the speed 3s. Which you can't actually see. You can only see efficiency there because the speed 3s are satisfied, whereas there's currently no efficiency 3s, so it's asking for efficiency 2s. The efficiency 2s then ask for efficiency 1s. And yeah, it'll stack up the requests of green and reds and blue circuits as it needs it, if that made any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense. I'm sure people are wondering, what is the black signals? What are those used for or represent?
That's part of the internal processing. It doesn't actually mean anything useful.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how that works, and you program it in. It goes through these, which we're not going to bother explaining every single one at this time, I don't think, unless you feel inclined to.
These various requests, these are just things that we need. So like up here, you can see there's one with military packs. So at one point, this was making military packs for the 15
Right,
sites.
I meant the ones,
Or,
the ones to the right of this, the complicated ones.
oh yeah, those. Yeah, that just figures everything out.
Yeah, so
Just
you do that, and then, yeah.
And so it figures everything out. And as long as there's a request somewhere, or as long as there's it tries to balance what's in the network with what's in the request in the constant combinators. So I think there was a constant of one power armor Mark II in the network. And so because I took one out, there's none left in the network, so I was trying to make another one.
Right, okay.
If I actually release it to the bots, it should all go out. Yep, there it goes.
Yep, perfect. And then, yeah, so you bring your supplies in via train, whatever you need. That's what we have down here.
Yep.
Iron, copper,
Train.
circuit, stone, steel, train, and fluids. And then, like you said, there's a blueprint book, which currently is just released to Will and I's patrons over on Patreon. Once we're done with the series, we may release it to everybody. But yeah, so the blueprint book you said includes like what we consider a module, which is like a set of 4 or 8 of these factories, including the roboports and combinators and stuff.
Yeah, it's designed to be a fully tileable setup, so there's no ones or twos. It's only a half module, which would be this one up here, which I've just started working on just for Will, or a full module, which fills the entire square. An example of that would be the railway module.
Okay.
Wherever that one is.
Try to find it. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Oh, okay. It's top second from the left.
That's the
okay,
one.
Yeah. So the rails, signals, engines, cargo wagons, all that. So that's perfect. And then is there, like when you slap one down, right, is there there must be an easy way to change what it, like change the combinators for what it makes, or do those not even need changing?
You don't need to change anything. You just put it down and that's it.
And then you just set the assemblers and that's it?
So how about we build another one just to one side?
Okay.
Just wait for the train to go past. Let's go down here, say. Yeah, just down here. So I've got the blueprint book out. Just make sure I'm out of construction bot range. And I'll put down, so the first thing is the controller. So I'll put that down here. And so what this gives you is the foundation for the controller. So this is what the controller you'll get looks like. It doesn't have all that other stupid crap on it. And you'll see that there's these 3 substations with wires connected to them. So that's the starting point for the modules. So what would you like? Power armor?
Sure.
Okay. Something you always need. So I'm going to put down the power armor module.
So then, your blueprint book, though, like, I mean, does it include a module for every single item or set of items?
Almost. It doesn't quite have everything and every possible combination. Because this originally came from the make everything from my 1 rocket per minute factory. So it was only intended to do stuff to keep outposts going or build the factory.
Right, okay. So I guess what I'm wondering, what other people might be wondering, right, is if, like, say I wanted to change this most bottom left shield thing to make, like, personal laser defense or something, wouldn't I have to change combinators for that?
If you were to do if you were to do that, then you would have to change combinators.
Okay. So essentially, you have to. It comes with pre-built modules. You don't put down like blank factories
Yeah.
with the com. Okay, I see.
Yeah, there's no
Okay, well that makes it even
blank
easier.
factories, although I do have another volume with blanks in them. That'll come a bit later.
And what we're doing is because we're making modules that sort of fit together. This is the power armor one. Should we go back up? We can see what sort of modules we've got
Yeah.
and how you don't need to change
yeah.
them because
the idea is that you just put the module down. You don't need to change anything.
Yeah. So we've got some. Well, you got some basic intermediates, just gears to begin with. There's a gear one because it has to make its own gears from plate. You've got a Skynet one, which is just, I guess, it's a free part of really engines, red engines, frames.
Yeah, these are 3 separate half module, what I call half modules.
Yeah, but they
so a half module has more assemblers in it.
More as a set. And we've doubled that, tripled that up because we get through a lot of bots. So you just put down 3 lots of it.
Yep.
What we got here, battery one because it has to make its own batteries.
Yeah, that's a bit of a special case.
Yeah.
Same with the green, not the green, the blue circuits.
Which is obsolete these days. Wall and gate, and then radar, which also fits, and then it makes its own brick.
That's called the defenses module.
We're working on the satellite one, which also would include the low density one.
Yep.
The power one should move you.
It's too big.
I'm stuck.
Too much dinner.
I haven't even eaten yet.
The leftovers from yesterday. I haven't finished digesting it.
Yeah.
It's like a snake that's eaten a rabbit.
Oh.
So we got the power armor set, which we've just seen.
Got the speed 3 and the efficiency 3 below it. You can see that they're 2 half modules.
Yep.
Right.
Needed for the would sort of be accompanied with the power armor set.
Yes, you would need, unless you had another way to supply them, which is another thing. If you had a way of supplying these with modules separately, then you wouldn't need that factory. So if you had that really dense speed 3, which we actually have to one side, then you wouldn't need this smaller module. This
Right. So you can easily. Yeah.
So you can easily add and remove. Yeah. As you need.
Yeah, like for example, if you had, if you decide you wanted to bring gears in via train, then obviously you would need these like 3 or 4 modules worth of gears being made.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I mean, I think that covers it. We didn't go into the details of how it works because that like the very specifics of each combinator because that's really complicated and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't understand it. It would be a huge pain to explain and probably wouldn't even make sense. It's one of those things where you probably need to look at it yourself or even then won't understand it, but you get, when this is released, it's a blueprint book with everything working already for you.
Yeah, the intention is that you don't need to understand combinators to do all this stuff.
It's bulletproof.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
That's why it's Neanderthal proof. It's meant what it's meant to be. Like that's when you put a wall around it, but I put a gate in.
He cheated.
It's cheat the system.
Yep. But the idea is you put a wall around it and just never go in there.
Yeah.
And the only bit that you would ever go into is this bit to ask for stuff.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it. I hope it kind of gives you at least a bit of a better idea of, generally how it works. And yeah, once it's released, you can check it out yourself and all that. It's pretty awesome. But there's been so many requests. Wanted to make a video and hope it was helpful.